Radio Changalo restoring everything in Christ with love and truth. Good afternoon with the menus and Canadian Power Jr. Kindly be informed that we are also streaming live on the Radio Changalo Facebook page. The headlines: preach against tribalism and regionalism. JCTR asks citizens to demand for accountability. Youths encouraged to consider engaging in amateur football. The details: newly ordained Franciscan priests have been urged to preach against tribalism and regionalism. And the priests who were ordained on Monday have been reminded to be rooted in prayer for them to be completely devoted to the church, their congregation, and parishes they will be sent to. Lusaka-based Franciscan priest Father Sylvester Mwabakateule said priesthood calls for someone to bring joy and unity to the faithful and treat them equal, help people in need, and be prayerful coupled with hard work. Father Kateule further thanked God for the vocation to priesthood. He was speaking in his homily during Mass celebrated by three of the newly ordained Franciscan priests, namely Father Barnabas Kasonde, Father Obed Chivalesesa, and Father Gordon Fundanga at Sacred Heart Parish in Kitwe today.
Let you be the joy of the Christians. Nero vaisa vatira na naya mukwensanza iro vashima pekowa pia para fundanga para kasondera para sesa nga vapepesha yomfweshi nsanza lete yukwikatana pakati k'abantu mwilete okusana mwera patuluna mwisakya bakamukama ate mubapinda benye bapatiri babonze yena abantu bakasanga ensanza kuli mwe funyeni po tribalism, regionalism, color or race. Lekeni pepo lile galionse pakanwa kenu mulimo mwasala wombela lesa mukusala.
And in reference to today's gospel reading, Father Kateule called on the faithful to use their God-given talents to the best of their ability. He said God has given people different talents, hence the need to use them wisely for the benefit of others.
Nga wambonja bwino akeza kyashani yaweka musuma wali mubompeshe bwino injila munsanza shakwaso lesa atupero mulimo wakubonjo upebwesu kubonja maka Yesu akutia talanta atupela afule kwa bantu banenso nokulunganishamo lesa wesu.
Meanwhile, Tuapia-based Catholic priest Father Oregon Shanshi is asking the faithful to pray for the poor as the church world over observes their day. Pope Francis established the World Day in his apostolic letter, Misericordia, 8 Misera, issued on 20th November 2016 to celebrate the end of the extraordinary Jubilee of Mercy. And on 13th June this year, he issued a message for the observance themed Stretch Forth Your Hand to the Poor. And in his homily during Mass at St. Stephen Parish in Tuapia, Father Chanshi said the poor must never be forgotten. He also asked the faithful to give whatever they can to uplift the lives of the vulnerable in society. The World Day for the Poor is observed on the 15th of November annually. A church service has been held in Ndola in remembrance of road traffic accident victims. The church service held at United Church of Zambia, St. Andrew's Congregation in Ndola, is one of the activities lined up to mark World Day remembrance for road traffic accident victims. Road Transport and Safety Agency RATS officials, church leaders, and selected accident survivors attended the service. In his testimony, Mwila Fube recalled how 2016 road accident left him disabled. Mr. Mwila, who now uses a wheelchair for movements, called for strict adherence to traffic rules and regulations to prevent accidents.
After the accident, when I was thought I was going to spend the rest of my life in a wheelchair. So things have been different for me because I was used to walking and doing all sorts of things on myself. But now it's very difficult because I have to depend on people. So that's the most challenge that I have. It was a road traffic accident, actually. We were coming back from Quito with a friend of mine and some other friends. And the car was driving to Obatend. And that's the last thing I remember. From there, I just remember waking up from the hospital. The next thing I was evacuated to Lusaka. That's where I had my surgery from. Then I was brought back to Ndola again, Marybeck, and I had another surgery from Marybeck Hospital there.
Moving on, the Jesuit Center for Theological Reflection, JCTR, is asking citizens to demand for accountability. We sincerely apologize for that. Moving on, the Jesuit Center for Theological Reflections, JCTR, is asking citizens to demand for accountability and involvement in coming up with a roadmap of how Zambia is going to pull itself out of what it terms as the undesired and dangerous debt crisis. On 14th October 2020, Zambia missed paying its coupon over $42.5 million on $1 billion bonds due in 2024, and was then given a 30-day grace period for coupon payment, which expired on Friday, 13th November. But Zambia's Eurobond holders did reject government's request for a 6-month interest payment freeze. This means that a sovereign debt default has been triggered as Zambia is unable to meet the coupon payment. And following the rejection by bondholders, JCTR Executive Director Father Alex Muyebe says government should now demonstrate how Zambia would never fall in debt again.
The country is going to be blacklisted, resulting in facing higher interest rates and lower credit rating, which will make it difficult to borrow and difficult to attract capital investment, which the country badly needs to grow its economy to fight poverty and inequality. For this reason, the Jesuit Center for Theological Reflection, JCTR, is calling upon all concerned stakeholders, local, national, regional, and international, to join hands and to show solidarity in advancing a noble cause to persuade Zambia's creditors to consider any form of debt relief for the Zambian people.
As the voter registration exercise continues, Democratic Party 2021 presidential candidate Harry Kalaba is encouraging all eligible Zambians to brave the long queues and register as voters. Mr. Kalaba says that this is the only way bad governance system can be changed the next year. He was speaking on a special program on Radio Chingalo last night. In sport, youths are being encouraged to consider engaging in amateur football. Chingola's Kabumbu Wada Councillor Richard Mutale said amateur football is vital for talent identification, as it also discourages the youths from engaging in bad vices. Mutale, who has since donated the football jerseys to 10 teams in his ward, is now calling on concerned stakeholders to support amateur football in various localities.
Not only we keep busy, no profits, no ownership of the system community. So I sourced some jerseys or my sports kits from my friends from UK, starting from Oshishima, Heleni, and Hippo, even part of Chwempala. I gave about 10 teams, 10 community teams. And that's what I did, just to supplement the government efforts. Bad activities in my communities.
This news broadcast comes to you in the community service of Radio Chengelo with compliments of Mos Milling, the Zambia Catholic University. And now the international news as monitored from the BBC. The president of Ethiopia's Tigray region says his forces fired rockets at Eritrea's airport on Saturday night, widening the conflict in the area. Debretsion Gabriel Michael accused the Ethiopian national forces of using the airport to launch attacks on Tigray. Ethiopia's federal government has not yet commented on the accusation, but the attack is seen as a major escalation of the 12-day conflict between the Ethiopian government and the governing party in Tigray. Fighting over Tigray has also affected Sudan, with at least 17,000 civilians crossing the border from Ethiopia, according to the UN. The Nigerian army has rejected claims it killed unarmed protesters at a rally in Lagos in October, saying its soldiers were firing blank bullets. Brigadier General Ahmed Daiwo presented video evidence to back up his claims made to a panel of inquiry. Rather, Amnesty International says 12 people were killed when soldiers opened fire on a protest about police brutality in the wealthy Lagos suburb of Lekki. Multiple eyewitnesses have told the BBC they saw soldiers shoot people. And finally, thousands of supporters of US President Donald Trump turned out in Washington, D.C. to back his unsubstantiated claims of voter fraud in the election. Flag-carrying demonstrators were joined by members of far-right groups, including the Proud Boys, some wearing helmets and bulletproof vests. The largely peaceful demonstration saw some violence later in the evening as Trump supporters and counter-protesters clashed in several skirmishes. Joe Biden won the November 3 election, and on Friday, he solidified his victory with a projected win in the state of Georgia, making him the first Democratic candidate to take the state since 1992. He now has 306 votes in the Electoral College, the system the US uses to choose its president, which far exceeds the 270 threshold to win. On that note, we end this afternoon's main news on Radio Chengelo, Sunday, 15th November 2020. And for these and more stories, you can visit our Facebook page, log on to Facebook and like the Radio Chengelo page and link to radio.chengelo.radio12345.com. You can still listen to the rebroadcast of this bulletin on our YouTube channel. Radio Chengelo is also active on Radio Garden. You can listen to us from anywhere. Remember, COVID-19 is still active. Therefore, wear a mask when in public, avoid large groups and maintain social distance, avoid unnecessary movements, wash your hands frequently for at least 20 seconds. On behalf of the entire news team, my name is Kennedy Mbeo Jr. Thank you so very much for listening, and continue listening to number one broadcaster, Radio Chengelo The Light, Vic Cobblebelt. Have yourself a lovely Sunday afternoon.